It is time for the most spoilerific show on YouTube. And if you have any requests for any topics, hit us up on Twitter. What up with your YouTube and YouTube bust? Is your boy Triple Cup Chuck and I'm up. And you're tuning in to the Heroic Vibration Podcast where we talk about Marvel, DC, comic books, anime, video games, and more. Welcome to our humble little bow. Let's go. Let's start straight into these introductions. We got that boy that know how to flip money, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's in a Cadillac or if it's in a Mustang, that's a throwback on Red Dead Redemption. Man, flip money, man. Go introduce yourself and let them know they can find you at.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? This your boy Flip Money. You can find me on Xbox Live, Flip Money Online. You can find me on Twitter, Flip Money 1975. You can find me on the DirectX Show. You can also find me here, of course. I'm saying this is where it's all happening right now. So, but as I always say, and I'm gonna say it again, welcome for the show, and please, no weirdo.
And there it is. That's on that Whoop type stuff right there. Next up, we got a semi-demi guard that they renamed to a boy. Man, hey, guard, man, go ahead, introduce yourself and let them know they can find you at.
All right, this is your boy, the embodiment of chaos itself. All the chaos in the universe decided that it needed a host, and it just happened to choose me. So this is your boy, Chaos God, and I'm here for your comic book nerdiness. For right now, it's just the Three Musketeers. Hopefully the others will make it soon, but it's going to be a great show, though. It's going to be a great show.
Man, you just discombobulated my whole main frame. You did. I was like,
hold up. Let me clear my ears out right quick. let me clear my ears.
Yeah, but man, that's what's up, man. So what's been happening with you, Chaos? What you been up to?
Recently, I've been on this Saints Row catalog again. I just beat 2. I'm probably like 75% way done with Saints Row 3. And if you guys don't know, Soul Calibur and Saints Row is my favorite franchise. Yes, I do like Saints Row better than GTA. I know all these people over here about to have my hand on the stick, but it is what it is. But other than that, no, I've just been laying low, watching these good old sports.
Okay, that's what's up. So, Flip Money, man, what's good with your big homie, man? What you been up to?
Man, you know what it is, man. You know what it is. You know what I do. When you look on Xbox Live, you see it all right there, man. That Red Dead, man. That Red Dead is like my next addiction. Right along with GTA, man. Right about now.
I think that's just
I hope that online. I hope that Red Dead Online is nice because if it ain't, I'll be right back at GTA selling them drugs.
Hey, wait, hold on. I ain't trying to cut you off or anything, but isn't you like before Red Dead came out? Oh, what we gonna do on Red Dead Red Dead Redemption 2?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And rob them.
Hold on. I can admit. Hold on. Yes. The multiplayer. Come on, we can all just say, come at me right now. Let's get it all out. The multiplayer. The story mode is nice. It's nice. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting it was gonna be good, but I didn't know it was gonna be this good. The online mode. That's what I'm saying. It gotta come correct. If it don't come correct, man, listen here. Like what you just said, I ain't pushing the tumbleweed, bro. I am not pushing the tumbleweed. It gotta come correct, man. It got to, man, and I hope that it is.
I mean, you ready? You ready for it? You ready for it? Because I mean, me personally, I'm still so far back in the story mode that I don't even know if I'm got time for the multiplayer.
Doesn't it come out at the end of the year?
I mean, right about now, I'm gonna keep it real. No, I'm not ready because I'm still playing in story mode. I'm really not ready for the multiplayer mode. Not just yet, to be honest with you. I just hope when it comes, they bring it. Hope they don't bring no bull. Like I said, I'm not trying to sell no tumbleweed. We ain't doing that. We ain't gonna be doing that. Shining off, coming out with my new shiny spurs and shit, platinum spurs, and walking out and stuff. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. They gotta come with it.
He said it's gonna be the Sea of Thieves, but for Cowboys.
Yeah, I wanted to be working a railroad or some shit, or trying to, saying, we like carpenters building the town, buying and selling stocks, and saying, trying, do something like that, on there where we can mix and mingle with each other. You know what I'm saying? Trying to
Oh, you trying to
Gangs.
work on a railroad?
I
Oh,
want
yeah,
gangs.
till you
I
own a
want
rail, work
gangs.
your way up the ladder, like you working on a railroad till you owning a railroad, or you trying to build your own railroad system, or now you trying to change the railroad system to go in a direction so they can get more money to your town, more money going towards your town that you trying to build, just stuff like that, like everybody, creating your own shit like that, and then somebody can outdo you, which can actually alter your game to make, like, let's say if
man,
you have.
Hey, you know what would be lit
oh,
though? If they had something like for online, they had like these games, right? Kind of like how For Honor is with like factions, and like online they have these factions, and basically kind of like what online is like you trying to claim territory of the other factors to grow your own for your own faction and stuff like that. That'd be lit, and it'd just be like one crazy amount of ball of chaos. Claiming territory, doing this and that.
Right, right. I mean, yeah, that could work too, or be like with a gang, anything. I mean, they got so much
Mm-hmm.
different ways you could implement like the online factor. But Flip, I mean, you was like the Grand Theft Auto guru. So like
Mm-hmm.
he should like the stuff that was in Grand Theft Auto. What's something that you can see that they can actually implement that they've been like that's in Grand Theft Auto that, like, let's say the casual might not know about.
I mean, other than this running around shooting, I mean, Grand Theft Auto, it had a ton of stuff in there. It has some things in there that even I neglect. They even check out or whatever little mission, like little side mission, like you can ride around, ride people and stuff, ride around, still little still little hubcaps and stuff like that. You have your little game sport and stuff like that. Little missions and stuff like that. There, I think is nice, but only thing I can think of is like little missions like that they may not know of, that the casual may not know of. Because like you say, most of them just like to run around and shoot and stuff like that. Like you can play what's that mode? Chaos King of the Hill, I think it
Yeah,
is.
something like that.
Like
Yeah.
they got like little modes and stuff like that or whatever.
Team
But modes
deathmatch.
like but some of that stuff like that, a lot of people really don't really care for. I'm saying like I mean I really don't even care for it, to be honest. There's probably some other stuff in there that I haven't even that I might have seen on my radar, but I still haven't checked out
But
on
Red Dead got
on
different
Grand Theft just
energy
because
though. Different type
yeah.
of
But
energy. So
Red Dead. I mean, what I'm hoping for Red Dead, I would say is let's play Cowboys and Aliens. I can see
no,
them
this
doing that in there.
Hey, that's what I
I
was.
can see they doing that.
Hey, they didn't
I
have
can see,
no Native Americans in the game yet.
yeah, they do.
They in the game. Oh, y'all ain't know.
yeah,
Y'all,
yeah. I think that that black dude that was in there. I think he said that
oh,
his
I'm talking about,
father
He's
was
Indian. He
black and his mother
he's
was
Indian
like,
and black.
yeah, he
yeah.
Indian and
Indian.
black.
No, I'm
So
talking about like the Indians
Yeah.
that like just roaming free. Like, how they got the wild animals and they got the
I
random
want to say
people.
they mentioned some.
Oh
I want to say they mentioned.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
do
do
got
have them in
yeah.
there. They do
So they
have them
do
in
got
there. I
Indians in
remember
there.
this
When
scene
I came to South, when
when
I
you're
went
getting
inside,
from
they told me to get out of there. They told me to get out of there. Like, yo, bro, you gotta keep it moving.
hey, when you're leaving Tutorial Mountain and when like your wheel pops off the car and you fix it and you guys getting watched, though you're getting watched by the Native American. I'm at the natives, so the Native Indians in that land. They were like, oh,
Right.
if they wanted to kill us all, if they wanted to kill us, they would have did it already, and we wouldn't have seen them do it.
Right.
Yeah,
Cause like when you leave from that first scene from the mountain, whatever, the guy you do see Indian. The guy was like, you know
yeah,
what?
they on
He's
horses.
like almost. He said, I almost feel sorry for the poor bastard because of what we did to them. I'm like, wow. I was surprised that they mentioned that they came out and said that though. But yeah,
Yeah, hey,
yeah, they
that's
talked
crazy.
about that.
How they got the bounty hunters and stuff. Now that'd be amazing if they had like the Indian or Native Americans. They be creeping up on you and be, what I'm saying, and rob you, or you run into them and y'all get into it, or y'all got to go rob. Just stuff like that. not just the sad stuff that they be having. Because y'all have seen, I done seen buku sad stuff. Like, I know y'all have seen the Ku Klux Klan because I done ran into the Ku Klux Klan. Like, man, hold up, what the shit is
Oh,
this?
I murdered them.
Man, that
Yeah, there was a massacre. It was a massacre on Ku Klux Klan Street. Oh, I killed them, and I went back and got the Grand Wizard. I said we're gonna have fun with this tonight.
man, that
Hey, I just thought of something. Online, like how GTA you got cars.
yeah.
In
Right,
Red Dead Redemption, you can have different breeds of horses.
right.
I think they know. I
Yeah,
think
you can go hunting for horses. You
Different breeds of
say that
horses,
again?
and just buy
yeah,
them.
Yeah, you can go. So, Savage was here. He would break that shit down to you
It
too,
probably
because
would.
I ain't gonna hold.
yeah, he would.
Mhm.
Hold
Because
on, let me tell you, how
I
how
actually
it go.
gave up. I was just messing around. All I did was open up the map, ride around on the map and stuff. I was freeing the slaves and stuff. I ain't gonna hold you. That's what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I did more good shit, more good stuff than bad.
He said
Just
he
like
gonna go
that.
run like Geronimo.
Uh huh. I'm over, I'm over there chilling. But I mean, but they got electrical. I mean, they got vehicles. I mean, well, you would think that they would put some vehicle in here and stuff like that because they have train system. They had a railroad trains. I'm sorry, a trolley system they have in the game. Like you can really get on a trolley, ride around in that little city on a trolley and stuff. So,
Oh man, man, hey, no, so
yeah,
they got some shit in that game because I done ran across boo cool shit. Y'all ever been to the plantation that's on there? All right,
yeah. I'm on chapter 3. Yeah, I was on there. I burned that plant station down.
you hear some crazy? You hear some crazy about that plantation? When
What?
I'm riding around random and I just end up just running to the plantation and I look and like how they got the big circle where you got it when you go through. Then on the left and the right hand side they got a bunch of trees. And then the way the
Right.
trees is lined up, and then you go on and then you could like kind of go towards seeing this house. I was looking, I said, hold up, this looked very familiar. Like it was like it got eerie familiar, and then it dawned on me. I'd have been to that plantation, that actual plantation right there is over there in West Baton Rouge off of Louisiana LA1. And I said there's a big plantation, and I think it might be the same name, but when they made that game on Grand Theft Auto, they designed that plantation to look almost exactly like the real one in real life. Like literally, when I'm without knowing, I'm riding through that, and I was like, I seen this before. It's like how you see an area on a video game that they might have made like in New York or something. You be like, I'd have seen that area before.
Right.
That's how detailed that was. Now I haven't really ran into what's going on at the plantation as of yet because I ain't that far into the game. I'm just doing a whole bunch of
I,
just random shit. I've been random my ass off.
I'll let you find that out. I'll let you find that out on your own when you get there. I ain't gonna spoil you that. That's a treat right there that everybody should be willing to see for themselves.
Right, right. Man, that's some stuff that they have where it be so much stuff going on. Well, I was riding around and they had somebody had a bar fight and he got knocked out the window. You know what I'm saying? Just random stuff by you just going out and about, or now all of a sudden somebody got killed. You pick up you looting the body. Now the police come after you thinking you to killed the person and you riding around, random stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't script it, just like certain games where just certain stuff that just happens, that just happen randomly. That's one of those games that you just fall in love with like that. Like me, one of the things I like to do is kill animals with my knife. I like to creep up on them, get up on them. That's about no guns, no bow and arrows, just my knife. And I kill a lot of animals just with my knife. I mean, I just have
Well,
fun
that's a
doing
street.
yeah, and I like doing everything. I mean, to me, it's fun because you gotta really take your time and pay attention to what you're doing. But you know what I'm saying?
Well, let me ask you this:
Yeah,
Have you run into any legendary animals?
no, I ain't ready for that
Oh,
legendary yet.
I ran into one, and I didn't even know that what was going on. And Sarah was like, "No, man, you ain't had to keep that seller to your camp. You could have sold it to the I forgot what he said. I could have sold it to, but I was like, wait a minute, what? I didn't even know that. I said, yo, I didn't ever, in the beginning, I didn't know that's what that was, the legendary bear and all that other stuff. But I got him. But it's other legendary animals out there. That's the only one that you got to get because he was telling me the same thing. I said, man. Then when he be talking about the horse breeding, man, he got me hyped up on the horse breeding. Like, oh man, I gotta get that.
Yeah, because he talking about he go out there hunting and the stuff that he hunt basically just has like he'll have to, you know what I'm saying, the pretty much the level they are, they not nothing rare, nothing spectacular, stuff like that. He just be passing it on up and just doing other stuff. And I be like, man, all I sit out there and do. That's why I be seeing a lot of people they so far along in the mission. I mean in the starting mode because they're not enjoying the environment first. Well, speaking about enjoyment, hey, what now we have lost somebody that was like, you know what I'm saying, that made a very huge impact on not just the United States, not, you know what I'm saying, just China, anywhere, you know, Russia, anywhere in the world. He made an impact everywhere. You can't miss him. You know what I'm saying? When it came to talking about comic books and why we came here today, why all of us together, why people get together, you make these billion-dollar franchises. You know what I'm saying? People become characters that's relatable to the life situations. So I'm gonna start off with you, Chaos, because I ain't heard you say nothing in a minute. What you what was some of your greatest memories that you had of Stan Lee, um, or as a matter of fact, craft that you love so much?
Man, it's just that like as like a kid and stuff and just always looking up and like always imagining like a world of like heroes and stuff, like all that, most of that is thanks to him. And like back as a kid, I used to write like little like mini comics of like heroes and stuff. And as a kid, I'm a copy a lot of things, and most of those people are basically like copies of like the superheroes I really loved and grew up with. And it's just really sad to see him go. And just even like when he just makes a presence, his presence in a movie, like no matter how short it is, you always get a laugh or a chuckle on it, on your face, no matter what he does. And what it is. He just brought that type of atmosphere like around him, whether you were close to him, which I never have been, or you were just watching him on the screen. It's just something that not a lot of people that you don't see a lot in this world. And it's sad to see someone like that go away.
Right, right. So, Flip, what was some of your fondest memories of Stan Lee? Like, you know, an instance he might have did something that really, you know, what I'm saying, that stuck into your stuck because they're gonna stick with you for the rest of your life.
Oh man, there's a lot of things. I'm gonna tell you this. Even though that, you know, growing up, reading, starting off reading with DC comic book, drawing and stuff, loving it, watching the show. So I say when it comes down to Marvel and Stan Lee, I think, well, not think Stan Lee to me brought out more some my creative drawing. Like for those out there, even for y'all, like a lot of people, that they don't know that I can draw my ass off. I don't mean just draw a cartoon. I mean paint also and scroll. And some of that I have to give thanks to by looking at some of the creative ideas that they brought, brought to the table to us or whatever. How to express your way and your artistic style of drawing by copying, copying off of what I see when I see one of my favorite group in Marvel universe of all time that Stan Lee, put together will be the X Men. Like that right there, looking at how he had different artists making these stories and making these making these stories and drawing them characters like that, and also Spider Man. So that always brought out like a idolizing them and looking at how they draw things and trying to imitate that style that they draw. helped me develop my own style of I like that. I like that he, he came up with that or whatever. He came up with the concept and looking at. That's why I'm so crucial and hard when it comes down to X-Men movies. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't like none of the X-Men movies because that's something growing up reading and you seeing it transition from the comic book pages to big screen, and I'm real hard on that. Even down to like the Wolverine stuff. That's why I don't like none of them because I'm real hard and crucial on it because I grew up drawing them characters, loving them characters and stuff as if it was my own. But yet, they teach me how to draw and stuff like that. Because I'm gonna tell you, when I was young, my Dukes ain't play that shit. Now I'm saying go outside. No, Mon Duke from the South, but Mon Duke wasn't playing that. Not running outside and all that other stuff, getting into trouble and stuff like that. So sitting there and be able to sit there and perfect my drawing technique, when I was younger, whatever, like it was a couple people in my family that knew how to draw, but I surpassed them. So I remember this time when I was young, my uncle he had this table for these people that he bought, this artist table, and they gave it to him, so he gave it to me. I sat up there and I drew it was New Age X-Men. Wolverine got his hand cut off. Magneto was the leader. Cyclops was
Oh
some
yeah,
looking all that. Man, I drew that whole squad. Not only the fact that I was able to draw that and duplicate, make my own little style to it, it made me draw every other character for that. You know what I'm saying? And even adding on DC character stuff in the background and stuff like that. Like this big behind table and this paper and stuff like that. I had and I drew. I don't know what happened to it. I still don't know what happened to it. But this to sit up there and look at that right there give me fond and good memory of some of the characters that I mean, so that right there made me appreciate art more. I'm saying like you know what I'm saying? Like it made me respect the craft of art and stuff like that.
hey, you ever seen Stan Lee when he had to do an interview? Like when it was,
Yeah, I
yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, that boy there, he cuts up because I remember one time they was asking him about DC, right? So while they was asking him
Right.
about DC, they was like, say Stan Lee, or what you think that DC could do to help make their movies better? It was a little trick question. Thought he wasn't gonna answer. He was like, shit, put me in a cameo. I was like, man, Stan Lee has no cut. He was
I
like,
seen that. I seen that. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, but I would
Yeah,
have loved to see.
that shit was funny.
I would have loved to see.
I was
See,
dead.
that's the thing that people don't understand about these people that create these comic books characters and stuff, such as Stan Lee. Stan Lee had said this one time, that the creator that made Batman or whatever, so forth. He said he wish he was still alive. And he said, why you, they was like, why you was saying that? Because he said, I wish he was still alive so I can say, look, I got a Spider-Man blockbuster movie that did real good. And I was laughing at that. I said, you know what, man? That
yeah.
just let me know that even though they have two different comic books, you have all these different comic books or whatever. Marvel and DC, the two big, the two big granddaddies and all that other stuff. They were
Right.
still. You had people going back and forth to Marvel to DC, Marvel to DC, Marvel to DC, making up these characters, whether if they was copying from DC to Marvel, DC to Marvel. So so when I see that or whatever, it's fun, but it's fun to see him have fun with it. Even when he threw a couple shot at DC and stuff like that. He's because when DC was Action Comic Book, they changed their name from Action Comic Book. So he was making a joke of. He said to Detective Comic Book. He said, now when we change our name, and you hear the name, and you can't do nothing but to like that name. Like you got Action to Detective Comic Book, but when you hear our name, we change our name to Marvel. Everybody in the crowd was laughing and stuck up their hand. He's like, see what I'm saying? Like Marvel. You hear the name Marvel. Like so when you think of this, you think like, man, this thing is marvelous. He's like, yeah, that's how I wanted the name is. So he was taking this little jokes and stuff and shot at him, but I mean it was no ill will toward DC and stuff like that. But
Right.
it's the fact of seeing him having fun like that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. Hey man, he used to be doing some stuff. He used to be cutting up. Man, I'd have seen him like they would asking him like about like what I'm saying when his wife was alive, what he would like to do. He used to be grabbing his wife. And I was like, man, check him out. He was still dancing and everything, getting around, moving around. He used to be seeing people greeting people. He always had a smile on his face. Man, Stan Lee was, everybody like Stan Lee was just, he was just a man. And then one thing people don't realize that you got to realize, Stan Lee wasn't just the face of Marvel. Stan Lee was the face of comics. Think about it. Who by anybody name somebody else's face more known for comics than Stan Lee? So you know what I'm saying? His face was gonna be forever missed and forever known for
Mhm.
everybody because he was the face of all comics. I mean, because
Yup.
DC didn't have nobody that was the face of DC like how Stan Lee is for Marvel. I mean, and it wasn't just for the
They
whole
all,
thing for Marvel. He was just for
they
comics.
all. Well, that's because they all dead. I mean, Stan Lee is the last breed. He is the last breed of Marvel. He was
No,
the last of
but
the ancient
he
breed.
might be the last dance of the breed, but he was out to me like always the face of comic book.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you go back like in back in the days, they have other people that's they mention in names and stuff they say, but anytime they say Stan Lee,
Everybody know who he is.
right, over everything.
He's more well known.
Right, right.
Hey, uh,
Him and Jack Kirby. Well, yeah, he's more well known than Jack Kirby.
Yeah,
hey, I remember back a couple years ago, me, and a friend of mine in school. We had nothing else better to do in school, just kids being kids. And we were like, I was like, hey yo, what if Stan Lee is making all these cameos and appearances? Cause one above all is just already in this MCU, and we just don't know it. Because that's why I was just first learning about like freaking one above all and shit. And, we just had a good chuckle and laugh. But I wanted to go into my favorite cameo was it was an Amazing Spider-Man. I can't remember which one, but Stan Lee. It was I want to say it was Spider-Man fighting in the school. I remember Stan Lee. I think he was a janitor, and he had the headphones on, unaware of the fight that was happening behind him. That stuff was hilarious to me. I haven't seen the one in Deadpool 2 because I heard that one was funny, was pretty good. But
Well,
the
well,
one in
well,
Spider-Man was that took the bar for me.
well, you gotta look at it like this. He was in movies that he ain't had nothing to do with.
Hmm.
He, he don't know. He didn't even come up with Guardians of the Galaxy. He didn't even know who that. He said, I don't know what that is. I'm like, what? He said it. He said, I don't know. He said, I had nothing to do with that. He said, I didn't create none of that. But yet, a man of his stature is still in Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I'm saying? He was still in there, yo. They still wanted him to be in all these MCU movies. Even the one, like you said, Spider Man. They want him to be in all the movies and stuff. And if he was still around today, you would still see him and playing cameo in all the movies. Like with Spider Man or whatever. He said, y'all act like y'all. He said, what is wrong with y'all? Not Spider Man, um, um, Avengers, Infinity War. He said, what's wrong with y'all? He said, y'all act like, sit down. Y'all act like y'all ain't never seen a spaceship before. I was like,
oh
you know what?
yeah,
I'm done. I'm done.
yeah.
I'm done. I
And
said,
that
yo,
was the
I
one
think he
thing.
Make that
bugging
so
out.
funny. Yeah.
I said, yo,
Cameo.
he bugging out. I was like, hold on. I was like, yo, because I think in a Marvel universe, he's supposed to be the same character. He's the same person all through these movies that was created by Marvel. All these movies and stuff that came from the Marvel comic book. He was in everything. I think he was supposed to be the same character. So it's possible that he might be the one above all because he was everywhere. Every anything that had something to do with Marvel and it came out in a movie, whether it was Sony
Yeah,
or
he was
whoever,
beyond. Yeah, he was
he
beyond
pops up.
companies. Yeah, he was beyond companies like Fox or Sound. Yeah, you right. He was beyond everything else.
Right. So
Hmm.
and that reason I can understand why he will probably people would know him as probably the face of comics because he's the most successful. He's the most successful one out of. He's the most successful and famous person out of all the comic books that's out. He's an editor, a producer, a director. You know what I'm saying? He was all that. He had a lot of tricks. Actor. He was all that. So hey man, he did the thing. He's the most successful one. He did his thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't get mad at that.
Right. I mean, hey, what was one of your favorite Stan Lee cameos? Chaos.
I just said
He just
it.
said it. He just said it.
The one in Amazing Spider-Man, where
Oh
I
yeah.
forgot which one I forgot who Spider-Man was fighting, but Stan Lee, he had headphones on, unaware of the fight that was happening behind him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
With that
I thought
Yeah,
you said you liked that. I
that
didn't know that was your
doc,
favorite one.
yeah,
with that
that
Doc
was
Ock,
my favorite one.
with that Doc.
No, no. It was Amazing Spider-Man. It was an Amazing Spider-Man.
I
The
don't know.
one
He
with
was in all them Spider Man.
I think his name is Andrew Garfield.
Yeah,
That one.
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, yeah, that one. I forgot who he was fighting, but I remember.
Wasn't he the
I
schoolboy
remember.
Oh,
driver on the first
oh,
Batman too?
he was fighting the Lizard Man. He was fighting the
Yeah, yeah, it
he
was.
was fighting the
Yeah, it sure
Lizard
was.
Man, and they was in
Yeah.
school. They was inside
Yep.
the school and stuff. Was it that one
Yeah, it was that one. They were in school
or
because
the
I know that
bank?
they were
I
in
thought it was
school.
the one. Oh, I don't. Yeah, I think you might be right. I don't know. I get confused. There's so many of them, so I don't know.
I just couldn't remember the villain, but
I don't know.
I remembered
Right.
everything else.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
every Spider-Man looked like he the school bus driver. Because remember on the first one, wasn't he the school bus driver where Peter Parker was trying to catch the school bus and his hand got caught on the bus and it was the his his web
Yeah, I
thing.
think that was him. I think that
Yeah,
was him. And he put off and he was trying to catch the bus and
Yeah,
he just kept going.
yeah, because that was Stan Lee right there when he's on the school bus driver in the second Spider-Man 2 with the octopus. Well, Doc Doc.
oh, I'll have to see the movie again.
I'm trying to
It's been so
remember.
long.
I don't
It's
It
been
was
think
a
so
city
long.
bus driver or a school bus driver. I think he might have been a city bus driver. If I ain't no, it was that which cam no, because he had the one he was in the window. That's what he was. He was inside the window. And he was when he had that cameo on that one, wasn't it? And it
remember. I don't remember.
was when Spider Man was landing on somebody's car, thought they were trying to steal it.
Yeah, I don't know. No, because I remember in Spider-Man Homecoming, he was the dude that looked out the window and he asked the chick how was her mother.
Okay, that
I
was
think that was
homecoming.
him. He was like, yeah, that was Homecoming,
Okay,
and
yeah,
it's like,
okay,
how's your
yeah, homecoming.
mother?
Yeah.
Something like that. Cause what it is, one of the John, it was Spider Man and stuff. He said, "Don't make me come down there." I was like, "Yo, what the?" I was like, "Yo, what is he talking about?" This old behind go do something to Spider Man and stuff. I was like,
Okay,
"Yo."
yeah,
And
yeah.
Thor Ragnarok, he said, "Stand still." Now my hand is a little shaky. When he was cutting Thor hair, I was like, "Oh my god." He wanna get Thor that crazy haircut. He's like, "Now wait, my hand." He said, "My hand is not as steady as it used to be." I was like, he looked like, "Oh God, please no." I was like, "Oh please no."
Yeah,
I
because
was like,
matter of fact, the other school bus was Avengers, where Spider Man was on the bus and it was on the Avengers movie. That the other one,
"Yeah,
was
yeah,
on the
yeah."
bus with. Yeah, okay,
That's
yeah.
you act like I never saw a spaceship. My favorite one is when he was out there talking to the Beyonders, not the Beyonders, the who he was talking to at the end of the first Guardians of the Galaxy, and he was telling them story. He was telling them story. The Watchers. That's who he
The
was talking
Watcher,
to.
yeah,
He was like, let me tell you the time when I said so, and he had on a space outfit, and they up there looking at him like, oh my god, you got to be kidding me. They start walking away. I think, yo,
yeah. For a second, I thought he was one of the Watchers, but it's starting to feel more and more now like he should have been just considered to be the one above all over on Marvel.
he could be,
What if
because
it was?
like
What if he
every
was the one above all time in disguise and we just didn't know it?
the one
Plot
above have did that
twist.
before. He did that before. People don't always know who the one above all is until he make himself known like that.
Mhm.
Cause
Right.
I just realized that shit. He could be right. That could be him because he was like everywhere.
Hey, but then they do a bunch of didn't he do a bunch of like little cameos and little screen green screen stuff? Cause I mean, they knew he was like 95 years old, so they were trying to get as much material, what I'm saying, that he wanted to do. So he could be around for,
He could be in the next Avenger movies. All we know.
yeah, I think all that's probably done.
We don't
Yeah, so
know. He could have been.
he probably in there.
If
Yeah,
he didn't,
he probably just
what,
do
what,
it.
Yeah,
what,
we'll probably be able to see him till like the end of the next year in cameos, probably.
so what
I
you
mean,
know
he
whether
probably
if
got
he
more
in there
cameos.
or not, whether if he in there or not, they going to give him tribute. Whatever movie
Oh
that comes
yeah,
out next, they gonna give him some type of
I put
tribute.
I'd
I
say
know
they
they
was
are.
gonna do it in
like that.
Avengers, leave it in Avengers. I didn't think they'd do it in Marvel. I mean, in the Captain Marvel movie, because I think that comes out before the four, right?
They still
The
can give a
next.
tribute.
Yeah, they
They
could.
still can
Yeah,
at the end
You know,
of
they
it.
give a tribute at the beginning of the movie. They
Lee.
can do it
Yeah,
like that.
add that in. They
yeah,
ain't nothing.
yeah.
You know, they just gonna at the beginning of the movie, they just gonna put up, you know what I'm saying, rest in peace, Stan Lee, and they gonna say, you know what I'm saying, Alpha and his Omega.
Right.
I think they just gonna go that route, and then like later down the line, they probably, you know what I'm saying, probably do something a little bit special for them, like take all the clips, and you know how people they got some creative people in the world where they take a sound bite of your voice, you saying something, and make a whole video sound out of it. They all the clips Stan Lee have, you know what I'm saying, somebody can put together like you know what I'm saying, you know a whole standalone thing with Stan Lee in there.
Yeah.
He had his own little TV show too for a while. And he be like X, because he came up with a new saying like a few years ago. And people like, what? Because he was on Top 5 Channel. He was like, Excelsior and stuff like that. And it was like, what? He was like, yo, that was his last saying that he came up with. Like that he came up with. Because it was on, I think it was on a Sci-Fi Channel. He had a little show about comic books or something like that he was doing. And he also he appeared on I think he appeared on Face Off, but they be making these like characters, monsters, and movie characters, trying to see how good they makeup is. I believe he was on that also. Matter of fact, yeah, he was on that show. He was
I
on
think
there.
somebody like they had him make like a actually it was a regular cast member on the show, wasn't it?
On what? Or on what? On the show I'm talking about right now? On Face Off?
Yeah.
Nah, he just appeared on there. He just popped up on there. Cause you know, being though that he's good with comic books, a man of his stature would know what makeup and all that stuff would look like. You know what I'm saying? He
Right.
would know. I'm saying, but
Hmm.
yeah, that he was that dude, man. Stan Lee was that dude, man. He did the damn thing.
Yeah, man. Shit, without Stan Lee, like you said, we wouldn't have had no X-Men, no Spider-Man,
Right.
Fantastic Four. I mean, just think about how would the when X-Men the Uncanny X-Men come out in the animation and with the
Right.
night, right? Yeah, well, I think it was like the 90s that it came out, the late 80s, early 90s. I mean, just imagine how that time frame would have been without being able to watch the X-Men and Batman at the time. Man, that would have been ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that he'd have
What?
brought.
Well, you know what's funny that you say that? It was they had other movies that came out early in the '90s that had something to do with mutant on Fox. They had other show that came out. It was like X-Men movie. I mean like TV show, but it only had one episode. I don't think it did good or I think it only had like one episode because I can't I don't know if y'all remember the TV show he played I forgot the dude name. He played in the Living Single. He also played in the Michael Jackson story as I think he played as Tito when he was younger. He was in that show, and he had this ability. I forgot who he was supposed to be. He had this ability to grab, to touch a rock. Whatever he touched, he can make his skin turn into that alloy, to that type of thing. So the boy in school was like, you know what? I'm gonna kick you behind. So he had touched the rock, and the boy had broke his hand because he punched him in the face. He had touched the rock or whatever, absorbed the rock, and made his face turn into concrete. And the boy, I gotta look that up, and I'm gonna look it up for y'all and send that to y'all because I thought that was going. I think that was supposed to be like a full on. TV show. Why it did what it did or got canceled, I have no idea. When I find it, I'm gonna send it to y'all because there's a lot of shows, you know, that they came out with that was based on, you know, mutant type thing and stuff because of Stan Lee.
Right.
If I find it, I'm gonna send it to y'all.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel it because that's the same way it was with the Power Rangers. I was like, man, I remember seeing something about the Power Rangers before the Power Rangers came out. That was in some chat on, like, I think it was on from Japan or something like that.
Yeah, I forgot what they was called in Japan.
And
It
I
was
was looking
called
at it, I was
something
like,
else.
you know what I'm saying? I seen it, then like a year or two later, all of a sudden I was like, oh, I've seen this show before. But then it got, you know what I'm saying, then it got reintroduced as the Power Rangers that we know. So yeah, I'd have seen it a lot of places had transformations like that. I mean, because think about this here. We probably wouldn't even have the Ninja Turtles if it wasn't for Stan Lee. I mean, because they their own individual entity, but in actuality, if you look at it, the Ninja Turtles has got a lot of bases off a lot of Marvel characters with, you know what I'm saying, the mutant abilities, the whole concept of, you know what I'm saying, but the trainer and the master was the same thing as another different type of mutant to help out this other mutant out that they living under the sewer, which like pretty much like the Murlocs is that's on X-Men. You know what I'm saying? Because they got the ones that with mutations, they can't live up on the front on the up there with everybody else. So you know what I'm saying?
Well, 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 you got an old even to DC was using the term metahuman. Let's be honest, metahuman, or in some cases, that's one that are born with that. They still consider them metahuman, but yeah, Stan Lee was the one that came up with the word mutant. So certain beings in DC that was born with them with that ability is or form a mutant like metahuman or whatever. So no one heard the word mutant before. I don't even think that word even existed until he came up with it. I
It was
think
just a
he
new thing.
invented that word mutant. I think he
Nah, I wouldn't.
invented that.
I don't think it'd be that far. I wouldn't say. Yeah,
No, yeah,
I
no,
wouldn't say
I'm
I
that.
dead
ain't gonna
serious.
talk either, but
No,
I
no,
don't think
no. You
nobody
got.
knew what a mutant was until he normalized the word mutant. I would give him that.
Yeah, I said yeah,
I
normalize
don't
it, but I
know.
wouldn't say create the word.
I don't know, man. I think he did that because he had to explain, or when he explained about Spider Man, right? He broke that thing about Spider Man. I'm gonna look it up and see because I swear I think he did come up with that word mutant. You gotta realize how old. You gotta realize how old these
Man,
comic
he ain't
books
that
are.
old. We could have been that old. Man, think about this here, mutations. That's what
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I swear, yo, I'm gonna look that up and I'm gonna see. I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna see because I really think that somebody hit me. Ah, but I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up and see, man.
yeah, I don't know.
I'm
Stan,
gonna look at. You know what? All right, I'm gonna tell you the story.
Stan,
What he said.
the word mutant
He,
here, man, mother, shut your mouth, cause man, cause if he,
yo, no, let me tell you why. All right, hold on. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Cause he
I
did. I
don't
do
know. I think
remember.
you gotta eat crow on this one.
No, dog. I'm telling you, he was like, yo, what would when he came up with Spider Man? He said he knew he could not use the word radioactive with everybody. He said he knew he couldn't do that, so he had to come up with another word. He had to come up with another word for other people and stuff to come up with, and he said he came up with the word mutant. I mean, now that's what his words. I do know he said that out his mouth. He came up with it and start calling
Yeah,
them mutant.
I came up with the
Stuff.
word mutant to describe them, but
Yeah,
like that's
to
the word
describe, no,
itself.
to
That's the word
describe why.
itself.
No,
We
I'm
talking
saying to
about.
describe why they have that power. To
Okay,
describe
okay, okay. I
why
thought you
they have
meant
hey,
that
like
no,
the
no,
word, like he
I'm gonna tell
created the
y'all some
word
real,
mutant.
man.
power. Yeah,
I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell
I
I'm,
don't know
I'm,
about that one,
but hey, bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm
man,
telling, bro, you
hey,
might think I'm crazy,
yeah,
but I'm
I thought
telling
you,
you,
yeah,
I'm
I
telling
thought
you,
you
man.
meant like Stanley created the word, like the word didn't exist until like he came up with it. But
He
uh,
might have did. Hold on, all right,
nah,
he might have did. Okay,
oh
I'm
man, man,
get
hey, no,
out of
look,
here, get out of here.
let me put the
gonna
word in
give
the
you
dictionary.
hold on. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you
Oh
a
my
sample. Hold on, hold on. I'm gonna give you an example right now. To this day,
god!
right now, we use a lot of things to this day, right now, that Star Trek created, and that's a fact.
Oh man,
Telephone.
Star Trek. Here goes Star.
I'm just telling you.
Hold up, man. What you mean
I'm
telephone?
just saying. I'm just saying. Not telephone, but cell phone. The cell phone.
Are you not
Flat
entertained?
screen TV, flat screen TV. All that stuff was on Star Trek, and today we using it now. Tablet, Star Trek, stylish Star Trek. None of that stuff was ever invented until after Star Trek made that. I'm just saying.
So
So
Star
it's
Trek,
possible that he could have came up with that. We could have came up with that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
man,
I'm
they
just
might have
saying.
just,
I'm
nah,
just saying.
they just
I
had
mean, listen, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I swear, I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna look that up. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna just look that up and watch.
yeah,
Lord,
Just see.
that's the crow out.
what have I
I wouldn't even
done?
put that crow in front of your face. Look, I ain't gonna put
Huh?
I know that's gonna be a lot of funny videos, man. And Stan Lee coming up, bro.
I'm saying.
No,
I'm
man.
saying.
I
Just
just heard.
I'm saying,
Man.
I'm saying, I could have sworn because when he
Yeah,
said that, I'm like, wait a minute, what? He said he had to come up with
I would just
something.
like you to know. I just like you to know that you are recorded.
I'm
This will
just
be
saying,
used
I'm
against you in a later podcast.
saying. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he really don't know. He really don't know. Oh, we got to school him later on though. But yeah, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying though. I'm saying.
yeah,
No, I'm
yeah.
prepared to be. I said if I'm not, if I'm not mistaken, I'm prepared to be. I'm prepared. So don't make it like I ain't prepared to be wrong. So, but we can continue on. I'm
Oh
just
my
saying.
goodness,
I'm just
man.
saying. I'm saying.
Woo,
I'm
ball,
saying.
man.
Yeah, cause that's something serious.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go to the next topic on this one, man.
I'm
Not to
saying.
go. Man, the more we talk about it, the more it makes me
I'm
laugh.
just saying. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, bro.
Woo!
Just trying to tell
All
you. All right.
right, man. All
Next
right. All
topic.
right.
All right, so
Um,
what y'all think about all the community getting together and just like you seeing a lot of people doing videos and saying, giving their shouts out and condolences to Stan Lee and his family and how even I seen with DC that actually came out and spoke upon for Stan Lee, his passing away, IGN, and like how the community coming together, I want to know what y'all thoughts of like everybody coming together and giving this man his just due and his respect, which he actually do need and deserve because he was one of those righteous upheld men that hold himself to a certain standard, and he stayed away from to his death. So but what do y'all think about like everybody giving out their opinions and sending out their prayers and wishes? Do y'all think that's like a good thing in the community, or do y'all think that just like everybody want to just
I,
get their
I
opinion?
think I think it just shows how many people how many people Stanley has just touched. Like he was just like I think he's touched everybody in a sort of in a way sort of because like everybody like love what he created. His legacy is just it's something that really can't be explained in words for all he's done. Is I think it's more so that people just like really it's really going to miss him. That he's not part of this world anymore.
Right. So so
I
how you
mean,
feel, Flip?
I will really hope that people are really doing this genuinely, just to say, give out their condolences, just because of who he is. I hope they're not doing that just to do clickbaits. I really do. I hope they're not doing that for that. I
Yeah,
don't I don't
that's low.
don't detect no type of deception or anything like that. But if they is, that's you wrong for that one. That's all
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
just.
real low.
If you
Yeah,
just do for that, you wrong for that, for real rap. You wrong.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that's what they doing it for. But well, I'm gonna say I hope that's not what they doing that for. Hope they're not doing that. I hope they really sincerely really mean that.
Right, yeah. I mean, but of a man of his stature, he lived a good life. He lived to the age 95 years old. So
Yeah,
I just want to
long
say,
life.
it was an honor to have the opportunity to get to know you and the stuff that you graced us with for all these years of comedy, humor, people to touch us in ways that only events in life that we go through personally, that you was able to have characters that could connect with us in different forms and fashions and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just my whole prayers go out to you and your family. Uh, don't speak on bad ill, but you know what I'm saying. Your daughter. I hope she you know what I'm saying. Get a learning lesson and everything. You know what I'm saying. Her, because I know she probably heard on the inside. Cause you only have one father, one mother, so I know it hurts on what I'm saying. So my prayers and stuff go out to her and the rest of their
And the rest
family.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, other thing I had wanted to ask y'all. This was a topic somebody else had, but the thing about it was he ain't even come here to want to do his own topic. So you know what?
Oh, I wanted to do something before we go there though.
Yeah. What?
No, I just wanted to ask right before we leave off of this. What was your favorite character that of yours that Stan Lee made?
Oh, my
That was,
favorite character.
mhm.
I go straight to the to the source if you want to go favorite. My favorite. Um, I don't think that he actually was the creator of Gambit. So my favorite one that he actually created himself would have had to be Black Panther. Because Black
Black Panther. I had a feeling you'd say Black. I
man,
had a feeling it was either you or Flip that was going to say Black Panther.
you gotta think about this here. The time frame that he created Black Panther was the time where
Yeah,
it was like it wasn't cool to be, what I'm saying, to uplift nothing that was black, and in the sense of like he was trying to make it like he was the smartest. They was the smartest people in the world, and what I'm saying, in the time they was portrayed to be the dumbest and slaves and a step above animals. So it was just like a whole 180. He was going in a different direction with the whole character that just shocked the whole world because they didn't see that coming. And actually to this day, it still stands out in such a way that it amazes people that you can have a more technological advanced location and they'll be in a place where in Africa with black folks. So it was more of like one of those things that like it just like caught everybody from so much about Black Panther is just the whole concept of that. So what about you, Flip?
Um. Well, I would just say one of them was I was going to say Black Panther, but one of my other favorite characters is not just one. It's a group. I said it before. X Men.
X Men.
Sorry,
Oh
I
yeah,
love the X Men.
He did. He did X
I
Men.
love what they did with X Men because I love a group. I'm a sucker for a group superhero thing. I love that. I'm a sucker for that. I love group superhero. I'm saying, and that's the all in all for me. Like, man, a group, not just one. I mean, don't get me wrong, Superman, my man. I like Superman and all that other stuff. Rock out, but no, I love it when it's like the Justice League. I'm a sucker for groups, man. Group superhero to me means a lot because that just says that not just one person is going to change or whatever. It's a whole collective of people that have to be able to change the way things is, and that's why I always love group superhero. I always love that. So
okay,
it would be the whole X Men,
Mhm.
the
For what it
original
stands
X
for.
Men.
yeah. And so I mean, what? Okay, if you want to go with group, what about the Fantastic Four?
Oh no, I love the Fantastic Four. I love the
Man, hey,
Fantastic Four too. I
hey,
love them, but
you
X
gotta
Men got to be number one.
you gotta admit this to the one thing. It's hard as hell to have the Fantastic Four in the modern day right now. I mean, just think about it. The way the character design and the way they set up, it was perfect for that time, for that era. But not this era right here. They for them to reintroduce the Fantastic Four, they almost got to reintroduce the Fantastic Four, like completely change overhaul their characters. I mean, I
Well,
can't see
they did it in the comic books, but I'm just saying, like, by making Johnny Storm black, but that was
I mean, not just making them black. I mean, they got to just, to me, they just got to rehaul they whole character.
I
Got to
mean, well, then in that comic book they was younger. They all was like kids or something. But I
Yeah.
don't know how they gonna pull that off. I don't know. I don't. You're right. I don't. But how will they have to do that? Like how would you
They
reintroduce
got some brilliant
this
minds
character?
there. I'm pretty sure they
You know
can
what I'm
do
saying?
it.
I'm saying
Right.
because I mean,
They powers like where they powers come from. I mean, like in the comics they always talk about they got it from outer space and it was
because
this,
they
but like
well you know they was the first one that started that intergalactic traveling in Marvel. They
right.
was the first one to go out into space and stuff like that. So I don't,
But
DC can do something. I don't know.
they need to go like the most
DC get their
definitely
character.
about it.
I mean, not DC. If Marvel get their character back, I'm quite sure they can do something. I would prefer to go traditional with the traditional character, but hey, I don't know. You can go traditional with the character, but show them in a different light. Do it a different way. I guess.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
know.
matter of fact, let me say it like this here. Okay, well, not that like they whole demeanor, right? The whole concept of the Fantastic Four was a family, right? You know what I'm saying? It was
Right.
supposed to be a family. So what I mean by what I'm saying, like how the way they was trying to modernize it, it didn't work. That didn't work. Like they got to
Oh no.
and revamp it to like a modern day family. They might even have to go get Tyler Perry to probably help them do a modern day family. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on.
To get them feeling.
Dang, he went
hold
all the way
on.
there. He
Hold
went
on.
all
Hold
the way
on.
there.
Hold on.
Hey,
Hold on. Wait a
hey,
second,
not
brother. Hold on,
there.
brother. What do
Not
you mean
there.
Tyler Perry? What do you mean Tyler Perry? Like, hold on.
I mean, you
Hold
make
this.
family fairy orientated movies. Now, what I mean by that is they need to have like a person to give them like that modern day characteristic to give you a modern day family. So when we see them, they don't feel like a family that sit off. They like I feel like a family you can relate to now. As in, they tried partially to do it on the first one. I mean, the new reboot that everybody hated, but they tried to do it, it didn't click right. So that it didn't feel realistic. It didn't feel like something that a regular normal household go through. So they need to be able to be able to revamp it to more of that level, as in like saying how a modern day family go react to those type of circumstances and situations. Not how they did them back in the 70s, but they need to have like in the 21st century. Like
I don't know how.
let me say, like for example, like what I'm saying, if like let's say Johnny, right, he what I'm saying, flame torch and stuff like that. What I'm saying, like what kind of depth they could actually add it to him, that'll be more modern day instead of have him like what I'm saying, a bike, what I'm saying, something that's
Basically,
more
make it more new school.
yeah,
Basically,
make it more new, yeah, make it more new school type thought, computer genius or something like that, where he, what I'm saying, he get a thrill out of hacking the way he can go through stuff like they need to what I'm saying, they need to change more like what I'm saying, stuff like that about them, just their whole characteristic instead of him just being like,
I mean,
whoa, yeah, it's Johnny Dog, let's he to me just had it was too much dude, bro, and that really don't exist like that no more.
yeah, that's true. You're
I
saying
mean,
they more flow towards the older cliches and that really aren't around anymore.
Right,
I mean, yeah. The problem with the previous Fantastic Four was the writing and the actor that they picked to play at them characters was all wrong. All wrong. Jessica, what's her name? Abel album, whatever her name. My man that played as Johnny Torch or whatever. Even though he was more likely seen like the right person to play Johnny Torch than the rest of them characters because they all looked too young. The problem was they all looked around the same age, bruh. It looked like they all went to high school together. That was one of the biggest problems, other than the thing. You know what I'm
right,
saying? They all look like that was a big problem. Then when you do reintroduce them in the comic books again as younger characters or whatever, once again, you already learned. You should have learned from the beginning. You know, that when I first made it, y'all have to know that these actors was all around the same damn age. Like, come on, that's for Johnny Susan Storm. Come on, Susan. That's for Johnny Short supposed to be her little brother. These motherfuckers look like they high school. Dude, if you look at the character, to be honest with you, it looked like they was in a relationship more than more him and Mr. Fantastic.
Right,
Like,
they
come on,
told
they look
you.
like if you look at it, you're like, tell me why I would not think that. Tell me why. Tell me how is it that I can believe that that's his older sister and she looked younger than him. Come on,
I think
Fox.
you're getting too far.
Let's
I think
talk
you're getting
about it.
too far into it.
Yeah,
I'm saying no, no, no,
they
no,
first.
no. If you look at it, they look too young. The very first Fantastic Four movie that came out, they all look young. Like I said, Mr. Fantastic, all they just put a little gray stuff in his hair. Like what the?
I mean, if you
Like
do
what
want
is
to go
this?
to that point in time, I mean, the Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman wasn't even married yet in the movie, so
No, yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't
it
matter.
would
Johnny,
it would
Johnny Short,
implement it would be a
Johnny.
younger Fantastic Four.
No, it didn't matter because Johnny, come on, Johnny Storm. Look, how the hell you look older than your older sister? You look around the same age as Mr. Fantastic.
There's a lot of people who has an
No, but
older.
that's not how. But that's not how it is in the comics. It
It
was
doesn't have to
years. It was
be.
a years gap. It was years gap between them.
It doesn't have
But that
to.
gap was big. So you sit up here, you look if you are in the audience and you're watching a movie and you're seeing this talking about okay, that's supposed to be her little brother, but he looked like he the big brother, and he looked like he the same age as her potential love mate. You know her as her supposed to be husband that she's going to get married to. Come on, man. The only one who looked like they was actually really older than anybody was Doctor Doom. And him and Dr. Doom went to school together.
Hey man, that's like
Yeah,
me.
Come
That's like
on,
me getting mad. That's like me being mad that Tony Stark's hair
no, no,
was
no,
like ginger instead of what it was in the comic books, man.
nah, man. See, nah. See
nah,
that no.
hey,
If you gonna
the
do
thing
if
about it
it
was you didn't feel like they was the Fantastic Four.
the four at all, like what
You
is
didn't
this?
feel like that, and I really didn't feel like they didn't click together. They didn't. It didn't have that gel. You didn't see no chemistry at all. You didn't even see no bad chemistry where you see it so much and like they got chemistry when they fighting against each other.
But
The chemistry
chemistry is
was
different
all,
than looks,
yeah,
though.
it wasn't that at all. I mean, you didn't feel like none of them was right. I mean, I can't hold nothing back about this movie. None of them was right on that level. The concept
I
of the
mean, it
movie,
did feel odd. It felt odd to me, yeah, but I wasn't really complaining about the looks. The looks to
yeah,
me was all right.
yeah.
Nah, see you ain't read a comic book, bro. You
My
better go
thing
back and
was
read
the
some of them
concept was
comic books,
good.
dog.
I mean, whether
You
if I
better
read
read.
it or not, it wouldn't really matter to me. Like, let's say, okay, one of my favorite characters in Marvel of all time, Hawk. Let's just say Bruce, if they made Bruce Banner look older, or a little younger in the movies than they did in the comic books, I wouldn't mind that to me. To me, that doesn't really change anything.
Hey, some of the characters they do though. Some characters like that I
Yes,
can
it
understand.
does.
They got
Some
some people.
character, it does mean something. And with the Fantastic Four, that means a lot because you're not going like, damn, bro, like, okay, the character didn't click. There's so much thing that was going on in that whole movie, and you ain't try to do none of them right. Come on, dog.
I ain't saying that it was a good or bad movie. I'm just saying I think we just nitpicking off for the wrong reasons now.
Nah. I'm thinking that's
This
that's
is what
that's
broke the movie. That the
Like the
concept.
chemistry part, yeah, that was a very good reason. But like the looks and stuff, I can kind of like Chuck said, they could have revitalized it the other way. Like they could make it more different, modernize it. Like let's say this time that the
but it was
roles were
hold on.
switched.
It was modern. Don't it was modern.
Hey, don't get
That
me wrong. The what you call it was good. The concept was good.
that movie, the whole movie was modern. It's just a simple fact. It wasn't. The movie was modern. It was a simple fact of who they picked to play these characters, and also were not good actors.
Yeah, and it
The
wasn't.
looks, everything plays parts of it. All that stuff contributes parts. When you look at a movie reviews and they start breaking it down, they break down everything about that movie. Like, hold on, like what is this?
Man,
This
they
was
didn't
not the
even talk
character that.
about the movie was so bad they didn't even recognize themselves as the Fantastic Four through the whole movie. And the movie got a PG 13 rating. And if y'all notice at the end of that movie, they went old man Logan. Cause I'm talking about Dr. Doom got the popping people head like he was busting grapes. Bloop, bloop, bloop. You seen blood scouting everywhere. I'm like, damn, they really going hard now. It done went to a straight horror movie at the end. But when I was looking at the Fantastic Four, my whole thing is like I see Chaos. You don't get it because you don't know the Fantastic Four, so you can't understand the struggle of and how the way the struggle is structured. You know what I'm saying? It got to have a certain chemistry, and the chemistry is based upon like
Oh
the,
no, the
age,
chemistry part, I agree. Like that part, it just felt like they were just there to, to be there,
And the second movie was even worse. I'm like, hold on. I said, this what we doing?
Oh, you talking about the one with the
So
silver circle?
yes, that was even worse.
Oh,
Oh man, I deleted
The
that.
only
Oh, you to
the
redone
only
it.
yeah,
thing
man. We wasn't even
that
thinking
they
about that one, man. Flip, man.
the only
No,
thing
man.
hey,
Why you put that horror in our head, man?
That was stupid horrible.
man, listen,
That was
that was hard.
bad. That was bad. That was bad.
Man,
That
like
was
yo,
stupid
that
bad.
was even worse. The only thing that they ever got about that whole entire movie, of the first two movies, is how they got their power. That was it. That was it.
Mhm.
That's the farthest it came to. That was it.
I
After
say
that,
that
I'm
was
like, hold
probably
on,
the best part of the whole movies. Out of the whole movie,
how they got their power.
that's what makes
Yeah,
it so bad.
I hope if Marvel when they reintroduce the Fantastic Four, they really do not have to reintroduce this whole story again. Treat
I
that
hope
like
they don't do that.
Yeah, they don't need to really do it.
Yeah,
Skip
please.
Yeah.
this.
Spider-Man.
Just skip that.
Fantastic Four is
One.
one of the oldest group of heroes in Marvel. They don't need to do it. Like everybody know it already.
Right.
Everybody know it already.
I mean, I can see them hit, dilute to it or just say something about it or whatever
Make
like
a
that.
reference.
Yeah, reference it.
Something.
Just please don't go through the whole story again because we'd have seen it twice. I mean, and that was two hard times we
More
seen
time if you've seen the comic book or played any of the games with Fantastic Four in it.
Just don't. All they have to do is don't do a DC. Keep introducing these characters. That's all they have to do. Just don't do a DC. 'Cause that's what fall victim of DC. DC keep introducing these characters when they don't have to.
right
Move
because
on.
actually Batman could have been they could have just pretty much said from the Dark Knight series, they could have just said that was the older Batman after all those events that happened, and then they pretty much continuing the story, and that's when Superman was introduced into all of this here. So Batman was out there,
Well,
Batman been around and just kept the same little
well, you
story.
do well. They actually did a little cameo, John. They were trying to allude it to, but I was like, that's kind of messed up because didn't they just rebuild it? Didn't they just rebuild their house or something? They try to say like, don't you know the house? You know the house. Remember now, Batman, Superman.
Right.
Look at that movie. Where was he living at?
Hold on, what?
Where was Batman living at? Where
What
was he
Batman?
living at?
What you talking about? When?
Batman versus Superman. Where was they living at? Where was Batman living at? Where was
Oh,
his house
Batman
at?
living in Gotham, right?
No, but where was his house?
Oh, you
This is
talking about the one
something.
he had those in Metropolis?
Yeah, like no, not in Metropolis. See, this is something that no one paid attention to. No one paid attention to. He lived inside a building structure that's over the Batcave. Even down to the second one, to the Justice League joint. You
Oh
ain't
yeah,
noticed?
yeah. He always stayed on top of the barricade.
Yeah, but
The
where was
Wayne's
his
mansion.
house? Where his house was at, right?
The Wayne's mansion is
No,
always on top of the Batcave. Yeah.
no, his house was burned down. No one paid attention to that. His house was burnt down. When he drove past that, when you watch the first scene, when you watch that joint, when he was inside that building or whatever, that's not his house. His house was the house that was burned down when he drove right past it. You didn't notice it. Remember at the end. Remember at the end of Justice League when he was like, "We're gonna make a table. We can make a table and make a room for Big." That was his house. was burned down. They try to allude it to saying that was the crib that was burned down on the Dark Knight. Because he came out and said, like, no one noticed that. I'm like, hold on, I can't be the only one that see this. That was his crib that was burned down.
Oh damn, that's
No
some
one
shit.
I mean, no one paid it. Like people like, well, how the hell he wasn't inside his crib? Because the place he lived wasn't even his house. That wasn't even his crib. That was just a little building structure. That wasn't his crib. That wasn't his mansion. His mansion was burnt down.
Oh damn, that bring more depth into it. See, stuff like that get overlooked and overshadowed about a whole bunch of other stuff. But just something simple like that actually bring a whole lot more meaning to a movie. They should have put more they should have capitalized a little bit more on it then, to be honest with you, because they did it so nonchalant. Well, I even overlooked it. And since you said that, yeah, I'm like, damn, you know what? You're right too. I need to go back and watch that.
It was his crib. No one knew that. No one knew that was at his crib. Even in the whatchamacallit movie. Cause you think about it, when he came out that water, when he came out the water with that ship in the on the Justice League movie, when he came out that water or whatever, his house is on his side. It was just burned down, and then you ain't see it until the end. When he was fighting Superman, they showed the house. He drove right past it. They drove right past the crib or whatever. No one noticed that he walked in the crib. He walked in that house, and Alfred was talking to him, and he walked out. No one paid attention that was his crib. I don't know how.
I don't know how you the only person that noticed it.
I'll be looking at dog. I'm telling you, man. You know what I'm saying? People call it nitpicking. I call it observing. I look at everything. I pay attention. I watch the movie a couple times just to see what I missed.
Oh shit, yeah.
I watch it doing a few times to see what I missed. Because I know in the movie theater I'm going to miss something I'm going to miss. Even if I watch it on, my best friend Cody, you know what I'm saying? I have to watch it a couple times on Cody to see if I miss something. And a lot of people don't be paying attention to that. So what you think is nitpicking is not nitpicking, dog. It's all wrapped up within the story of the characters, of who them characters are. People don't look at it like that. But that's what makes some of these icon characters that Stan Lee made, or all these other characters that they create in comic books make who they are.
Right, exactly. Because one last thing we got to bring about with Stan Lee is, me and you was talking, flipping. We were saying about the fact of Stan Lee had created Groot and forgot he had created one of the Guardians of the Galaxy. He created so many characters, like the moment of like when you know that you pumping out, you know what I'm saying, hit after hit after hit. When you got a hit that you forgot all about, that's how you know that he was that he was something serious. But I mean, it's getting kind of late. I know we can sit here and run about the Marvel and the DC, but y'all got anything y'all want to get off your chest before we get up out of here?
Live long and prosper.
This mother effer. You know what? I can't stand this, man. Can't stand this dude. I can't stand this dude. He like to steal people or model and singing.
Well, make sure you wash your hands before cooking or after leaving or after using the restroom. Man. Well, we next week when it's time to go left, we're gonna go even more left. But today we we had to come in and give a special tribute to Stan Lee, because he he is one of those people that he deserved it, and he got you just have to respect and honor greatness when it's here and it's gone.